October 2011. For more than 4 decades, Muammar Gaddafi had ruled Libya, surviving military confrontations, diplomatic isolation, sanctions, political crises, and repeated predictions of his downfall. His image had become inseparable from the country itself. To supporters, he was the revolutionary who had transformed Libya. To opponents, he embodied decades of authoritarian rule. But by the autumn of 2011, the balance that had held his government together for 42 years was unraveling at astonishing speed. The Arab Spring had already rewritten the political map of North Africa. Governments once considered untouchable had fallen in a matter of weeks. Across Libya, protests had escalated into a nationwide civil war. Cities changed hands, military bases defected, international intervention shifted the balance in the skies, while opposition forces advanced on the ground. Every passing day narrowed the government's control until only a handful of strongholds remained. Among them was Sirte, Gaddafi's hometown. As the siege tightened, the city became the final symbol of a government fighting against inevitable collapse. Streets that had once echoed with everyday life were transformed into battle-scarred neighborhoods. Buildings stood shattered, smoke drifted across intersections. Every hour brought conflicting reports about where Gaddafi might be. Some believed he had escaped south into the Sahara. Others claimed he was negotiating. Intelligence agencies monitored communications, while journalists chased rumors, spreading faster than verified facts. For weeks, one question dominated headlines around the world. Where was Libya's longtime leader? Before dawn on October 20th, movement began inside Sirte. Vehicles assembled quietly. Loyalists prepared to leave the city before opposition forces completely sealed every route. It was a desperate gamble. The convoy threaded its way through damaged streets, hoping speed and uncertainty would provide enough cover to escape. For a brief moment, it appeared the plan might work. Then everything changed. Convoy was spotted from the air. Explosions shattered the silence. Vehicles scattered across the roadside as dust and smoke consumed the landscape. What had begun as an organized withdrawal dissolved into confusion within minutes. Survivors fled in different directions, searching for shelter wherever they could find it. Amid the chaos, reports emerged that Gaddafi had survived the strike and was attempting to evade capture. Conflicting accounts circulated almost immediately. Witnesses described different routes, different hiding places, different sequences of events. The uncertainty only intensified global attention. News organizations interrupted regular programming. Governments demanded confirmation. Social media filled with contradictory claims. Hours later, confirmation arrived. The man who had dominated Libyan politics since 1969 had been found. Images spread around the world with unprecedented speed, marking the symbolic end of one of Africa's longest-serving governments. Within a single day, history shifted from uncertainty to conclusion. Yet, the story did not end there. The collapse of Gaddafi's government left behind a nation facing enormous challenges. Rival political movements competed for authority. Armed groups controlled different regions. Institutions that had revolved around a single leader struggled to adapt to a new reality. The celebrations that followed the end of the conflict were soon accompanied by difficult questions about Libya's future and who would shape it. For historians, October 2011 became more than the final chapter of one man's rule. It became a turning point that reshaped North Africa, influenced international diplomacy, and demonstrated how quickly decades of political power can disappear once momentum shifts. The rise of Muammar Gaddafi had begun with a swift military coup carried out by a young army officer. His final days unfolded amid a nation transformed by revolution, civil war, and extraordinary uncertainty. Today, the events of those final weeks continue to be studied through government documents, eyewitness testimony, journalistic investigations, and historical analysis. Some details remain disputed, while others have become firmly established. Together, they form the closing chapter of a political era that lasted more than 4 decades, an era that changed Libya, affected the wider region, and continues to shape debates about revolution, power, and the unpredictable course of history.